Have you nailed every part of an interview, but still didn't get the job? Have you ever frozen up at the words, "Tell me about yourself"? Or worse, have you walked out thinking, "That was great," and then heard nothing back? Then this video is for you. Today I'm breaking down exactly how to answer "Tell me about yourself" so that you can stand out, show your value, and set the tone for the rest of the interview. Now, this question sounds innocent, but it's actually one of the most dangerous ones in an interview. Why? Because it's vague, there's no clear direction, it can lead you to overshare irrelevant stuff. It's your first impression, and first impressions stick. The first 60 seconds of your answer can decide how the rest of your interview feels. Get this right, and you'll have the interviewer leaning in instead of tuning out. Employers don't literally want your life story. They want the professional version, a snapshot of your career. Make it relevant to the role, and that proves that you can do the job. As a pro tip, you may have heard me say that every question is a three-part question. Whatever the question was, and how does that benefit the company and the role, and why should I hire you? So it's not, "Tell me about yourself." It's, "Tell me about yourself, and how does that benefit the company and the role, and why should I hire you?" Let's talk about a few ground rules. Rule 1 is skip the personal backstory. No one needs to know where you were born, how many pets you have, or your favorite Netflix series. Keep it professional. Rule 2 is to tell a professional story. Stories make it engaging and easy to follow. Think of it like a highlight reel and focus on your professional achievements, not your entire documentary of your life. Rule 3, map it to the job. If your answer doesn't connect your skills to what they need, it's wasted time. As a pro tip, before the interview, reread the job description and highlight 3 to 4 key themes they're asking for, and make sure they show up in your answer. Themes could be key skills, responsibilities, qualifications, or experiences. And yes, that means that your "Tell me about yourself" response could be different for every interview. As a double pro tip, ask the interviewer where they want you to focus. If the interviewer asks you to tell me about yourself, you can ask them where they want you to focus. Something like, "Well, my background is lengthy and diverse. What are the areas that you would like me to focus on so that I can make a determination about whether or not I'm a good fit for the role?" If they answer with a specific area, you can focus your response there. Something like, "Based on what I read on the job description, you were looking for X, Y, and Z." Then go into your best examples of how you fit those needs. Now, if they answer with no specific area, then you can focus on the 3 or 4 key themes you got from the job description from the previous pro tip. With those 4 ground rules in mind, let's walk through 4 steps to make your "Tell me about yourself" response a great one. The 4 steps are: give a snapshot of your career, highlight accomplishments, acknowledge their needs, and close with why you're the perfect fit. Before we jump into step 1, let me give you an optional step 0. You might not have this, which is why it's optional, but if you can add it to your response, it'll level up your answer. Step 0 is to start with a story of interest and connection. I put this as a step 0 as it might not be applicable for you, but the best way to start a "Tell me about yourself" response is with a personal interest story that connects you to the role or company. This is most relevant for the roles and companies that you are specifically targeting or have history with. You could share the story of how you became interested in sales while selling candies in the schoolyard. You could share how your aunt worked at this company and a story of how it positively influenced your childhood. Personal interest and unique connections to the company and role show more interest versus just applying because it's a job. Now, don't lie and make up a story, but if you have one, then that personal interest can be a real differentiating factor. Now, let's get back into the 4 steps. Step 1 is to give a snapshot of your career. If you don't have a personal interest or connection story, you can start from your earliest relevant role and walk them forward to today. For example, I began my career as a financial analyst at XYZ Corporation, where I analyzed quarterly reports and identified cost savings opportunities. After 2 years, I was promoted to senior financial analyst, where I led a team of 3 and streamlined reporting processes, cutting delivery time by 20%. Currently, I'm a finance manager at ABC Limited, overseeing budgets of a $10 million portfolio. As a pro tip, keep each role to 2 to 4 sentences. Your goal is momentum, not a deep dive. They'll ask follow-up questions if they need details. Now, if you have many years of experience and have lots of jobs, start with your first relevant role, skim through less relevant roles with just a sentence or two, and elaborate for the most relevant experience with the accomplishments that best describes your ability to do the role. And if that's not your current role, you can skim through a sentence or two for the jobs that bridges you to present day. Step 2 is to highlight accomplishments. Accomplishments say that you didn't just do the job, you did the job well. All interview candidates would have been invited because the employer thinks they could do the role. Your job in the interview is to show how well you did it, and hopefully better than all of the other candidates. When you get to your accomplishment that best demonstrates your ability to do the role, you'll want to elaborate. Accomplishments typically optimize time, cost, or quality. Time means you did it faster or kept clients longer. Cost means you increased revenue or decreased expenses. Quality means you received more praise or had fewer errors. And you should at least have one number as part of the response, either as an absolute number, like increased revenue by $1 million, or a relative number, like decreased processing time by 15%. Be sure to pick an accomplishment that highlights one of the themes you identified from the job description, or from the specific area of focus if you asked the interviewer and they gave you one to start with. As a pro tip, you can use the SHARE model. Situation, which would include company name, job title, dates, duration, and key responsibilities. Hindrance, action and result for one major accomplishment, and then evaluate, where you connect the example to the role and company, which is basically something you read on the job description or researched about the company. Step 3 is to acknowledge their needs. Here's where most candidates miss the mark. They talk about themselves without showing they understand the company's priorities. For example, I understand this role needs someone who can improve processes and reduce costs. In my current role, I did both by redesigning reporting workflows and automating budget approvals. To get their needs, review the company's recent news, press releases, or job description to spot their challenges. Then mirror that language in your answer. As a pro tip, have a virtual coffee chat with someone at the company and ask for their understanding of the company's needs, and adjust your response appropriately. You might not be able to arrange something that quickly, but if you can mention that you connected with someone at the company, that adds more credibility than just desktop research. Step 4 is to close with why you're the perfect fit. Don't let your answer fade out. End by confidently stating why you're the right person for the job. It may seem obvious, but you don't want the conclusion to be left up to chance. For example, with my track record of driving process improvements and leading high-performing teams, I'm confident I can bring measurable impact to your finance department from day one. As a pro tip, practice saying this out loud until it feels natural. Confidence at the end of your answer plants a seed that you are the one. As a bonus tip, use AI to level up your response. When you practice Tell Me About Yourself, record the response and get the transcript. Put it into ChatGPT or your AI of choice and ask it to make it more compelling based on this job description and for this company, where you can paste some of the details of the role in the company so that it can be more specific. Perhaps regenerate a few times or tweak your prompt as you think critically about what AI gives you and decide whether it's appropriate or not. So remember, start with a personal interest and connection story if you have one, then give a snapshot of your career, share accomplishments, acknowledge their needs, and close with why you're the fit. This isn't about answering one question, it's about setting the tone for the entire interview. Nail this, and every question after becomes easier. And remember that interviewing really is all about practice, and you want to start practicing even before you have an interview. You could always use ChatGPT to help you craft your response, and if you want me to create a video on this, leave a comment down below. Before you click off, if you'd like help being less nervous when you network, click here, and if you want to level up your mindset, click here. Until next time, be focused and stay inspired.